Life is all hills and valleys. It's never going to be a smooth road. You will have up, you will have down, but when it's down, you will go up. So when you're up, be prepared for a down, and it's okay. And I just don't like a glass ceiling. My dad had told me this, and I know a lot of you know this because I've said this before, that glass ceilings are set for girls, for people, minorities, immigrants, whatever you want to say, women. There are glass ceilings set for everyone. I don't think he can do this job because he's not confident enough. I don't think he dresses right, or I don't think she does this. People will have all kinds of opinions and all kinds of noise that turn your personality into what they think you are. What you do after failure is what defines a human being, because failure is going to happen to all of us. It sucks, man, when you fail, whether it's in class or whether it's, in your whatever. It's like any dent hurts. When you work really hard and you fail, it hurts. And
opportunity strikes when you don't expect it. The smarter thing to do is to recognize opportunity than work so hard in trying to create it. Ideas are the currency of the present. Allow your brain to have ideas. Think about how you can make those ideas real, because this is the time when we can do it. Never before in the history of mankind have we been able to sit in our homes, have an idea, maybe create it into an app and monetize it. You can do anything anywhere. It's just that people hold themselves back thinking that, oh, I don't know if I could even attempt this because I don't have connections, or you can make the connections. It's all in the mindset, and that has to be pivoted a little bit.
I'm a result of a family that empowered me. From I was 4 years old, my father encouraged opinions. Where I used to sit with, my parents' friends, and my dad comes from a, middle class background. So does my mom, Ambala, conservative background. But he always asked for my opinion, and not in a flippant way. Ki, "Achha, let's see what a 4-year-old has to say," but in a serious way. In military houses, they have nameplates outside your barracks where it says who is staying here. So my father was a major back then, and my mother was a captain. So the nameplate said Major Ashok Kumar Chopra and the captain Madhu Chopra. So I looked at it when it was being installed and it was hammered into our house, and I asked my father, I must have been in kindergarten. I asked my father, I said, do I live in this house? And he said, yes, you do. So I said, then why is my name not up there? And my dad changed the nameplate. It said Priyanka Mimi Chopra KGB, which was kindergarten B, giving me a sense of self, not making fun of me, not saying dekha isne kya bola tha, see how funny that was. It was not funny. It came from a serious place for me, even at 5, and it was taken seriously by my parents. You have to really take time from your spirit and in your heart to see what actually affects you, what really moves you, what you care about. What is important to you? What are your priorities? And I think the noise just kind of goes away. And when the noise kind of goes away, you find that self-confidence. I, of course, was intimidated. Of course, I was weak in the knees and terrified. I tried to cut the noise out, and I took my next step, and I took my next step. And I didn't think about the large picture. I didn't think about where I was going. But I knew if I take one step and I make it excellent, and I take next step and I make it excellent, hopefully my journey will be excellent. One step at a time, one win at a time. And then you look back and your life is a win.
When I was a teenager, I had a lot of self-esteem issues like most teenagers do, You don't know what's happening with you. You don't know what your body is going through. You don't know. I was gawky. My hair was all funny and frizzy, and I didn't know what to do with it. I had so much of it. So I had all of those issues even when I was in America. I went to high school in America, and I was very confused with who I was and what I was supposed to be. I was bullied in school a little bit, not by everyone, but I had a bully, and she just made my life miserable and used to, hate on me basis where I came from. I think that's probably all she knew. To hurt me, she used to call me curry, she used to call me brownie, she used to say, go back to your country on the elephant you came on. And it got really, at 15, it got really hard for me. The fact that my personality and the way I speak and my confidence is what won me that crown made me feel like confidence is your best accessory. There is nothing else you need. The only thing you need to wear well is your confidence.
Especially my job, right? Like my job is so inconsistent. Think about it. I don't know where my next check is coming from till I sign my next term. So it's so unpredictable that it's not like a 9 to 5. It's not like I get a salary every month. Like, think about the basic of that. It's really a simple, terrifying thought. So to build a 22-year career with that kind of inconsistency takes a lot. Life throws stuff at you, and there are times when everything feels like you're never going to be able to get out of it, like it's quicksand. Every day you're being pulled down, or every moment you can't even see a sliver of hope. And we've all been through phases of our lives where that has happened. If you sit, and you should sit and mourn what you're feeling. I really believe in not pushing things under the rug. I believe in actually talking about it. Find a person you trust. It is very, very crucial. And I have friends and we know people that have, when people think that they're alone, the noise and the fear becomes really big. When you're alone and you're dealing with what you're scared of, you can't fight it because it's in your head, and you can't fight what's in your head. But when you talk about it to someone you trust, whether it's your family member, whether it's a loved one, whether it's a therapist, whatever, somehow the power goes away from it. So what I do when I'm in the shit, I diffuse it. Life is so much easier when you're not sitting in the shit and carrying the baggage along with you. Usne ye kiya tha, uska ye hua tha, ye nahi hua tha, mere saath this. You're so heavy, you're never going to be able to rise above the water. You have to let it go.
Everybody tries to put each one of us in a box, and sometimes your box can have wildflowers, unicorns, whatever your version of your box is, but it should be your box, not somebody else's box. We're all born alone and we die alone unless you're a twin. Technically, the journey is solitary, right? So it's like a train ride. When you're traveling, somebody comes into your train and they jump off wherever they have to, and then somebody comes for a longer duration and you share dinner with them, and then somebody else is there for a flash and is out so you've got to treat life like that, where even the closest relationships are transient, and I'm including my father and parents in it. And when you make that singular journey not selfish, but that's the gift, the life. You're the molecule of, you're the nucleus of your own molecule. So you're the universe, you're the entire universe in yourself. And everything else is moving around you for you. How special is that? That teaches you a little bit of detachment, which doesn't necessarily, I think a lot of religion teaches you this too. Detachment doesn't necessarily mean you're selfish or cold, but you're detached from things that could destroy how your reality is because of what the perception of that might be to you. But just keeping your day good, your energy is good. I think I've really started as I've gotten older, whenever I have a spiral moment, to pivot my brain, like tangibly pivot my brain and my thoughts to where I am in the moment, and to actually think about, is it that bad, or am I giving the power to the noise around me? What's important to work on is to become stable enough where the little things don't shake you. If your foundation is solid, if you know who you are, then we can live in a world like this today. And there'll still be days where you wake up in the morning, you don't want to get out of bed because you're like, today feels like a lot. This is going to happen at work, or I have to deal with the consequences of the weekend, or whatever that might be. But just taking a second to recognize and really do this as an exercise, it's pretty cool. Think about your strengths. Just like 5 things that you do well, or 5 things that are amazing in your life, or 5 things that are non-negotiable that you would not change, and it suddenly feels better. If you push the boundaries for yourself, you'll eventually end up pushing boundaries for culture, because we are culture. We make up culture, each one of us. So when we push the boundaries and we feel comfortable enough in ourselves to be able to push the envelope, it'll shift.